The iPhone E lineup is quite unique, and it's not unique because of the hardware, because everyone knows that the iPhone E last year was quite simple. It's unique because I think no one knows who this is for. I've been using the iPhone 17e for a few days now, and it's really simple. And I'm going to try and make a review. I'm going to try and answer who this is for, and hopefully you enjoy. There are improvements, of course. It's not like Apple would release a brand new phone without a single improvement. And the iPhone 17e comes with a brand new A19 chip. And if you know anything about technology, you might think this is the same chip as the iPhone 17. And I don't blame you, but you'd be wrong, because the iPhone 17e comes with an A19 chip with 1 GPU core less. And for many people, this doesn't mean anything, but I'm just letting you know so that you can keep it in the back of your mind before buying this phone. On the bright side, this phone does come with a new base storage. It has 256 gigabytes of storage, so all new iPhones start with 256 gigabytes, even a cheap iPhone 17e like this. That's quite a good thing. Allegedly, the iPhone 17e is also 3 times more scratch resistant than last year's iPhone 16e. I have no idea how I should test this. I'm not going to ruin this unit. I don't have the money for it. It's not exactly my specialty either. I'll have to take their word for it. But the best improvement in my opinion is MagSafe. And it's not because I use MagSafe all the time, it's more because of how it was presented last year in the Apple stores. If any of you remember last year when you went to the Apple store and you saw the iPhone 16e, it would just lie there on a little bit of a stand. It wouldn't hang up on the MagSafe chargers like all the other phones. And it made it kind of look cheap in my opinion, but no more. This year it has MagSafe, so you can use cases with chargers built in or wallets. It's quite a good thing. I'm happy they actually added it to somewhat a relatively cheap phone. When it comes to the physical aspects of the iPhone 17e, many things have stayed the same. Nothing has changed really. It's still an iPhone 14 with an action button and a USB-C port. Alright, I suppose it's not exactly revolutionary, but it does kind of lead into my next big issue with this phone. It's the notch. Why does this phone still have a notch? It looks so outdated. The moment you take it out of the box, it's immediately outdated. All the new phones, even the base iPhone 17, has the dynamic island. And I get it, they both take up the same space, blah blah blah. But it looks so old now. It doesn't compare with all these newer models and these new designs. I don't get why they stayed with this old model. There will be people out there that are willing to pay an extra $200 for the iPhone 17 just so that they don't have this notch and that they have the dynamic island. And I get it, that is the point of this phone. It's kind of a base phone, and if you want more, you'll pay more. It's what Apple wants. But I don't like it. I think many people out there will not like it. It looks ugly, it looks outdated. We've moved away from the notch, and now this phone also has one. It doesn't make sense. At least not to me. The most criticized aspect of the iPhone 16e last year was the single camera, and it still remains on the iPhone 17e. And according to Apple's website, the iPhone 17e and the iPhone 17 have the same sensor, a 48 megapixel sensor. But that's not really true. The iPhone 17 has a bigger sensor, and you can see this in the pictures. And when it comes to recording videos, the iPhone 17 has sensor shift optical image stabilization, which kind of compensates for you shaking too much or making your videos a bit bumpy. And to put it simply, the sensor moves and it compensates for you moving. But the iPhone 17e doesn't do this. It has digital software which kind of tries to compensate, but it's not exactly the same, and you can tell. So it is quite a negative thing about the iPhone 17e, and I think many people won't buy it for this reason. It doesn't even have a 0.5 ultra wide, and many people these days do really like that. So when it comes to cameras, this really is not the phone for you. It's quite difficult to categorize this phone, because last year I said the iPhone 16e is great for your grandparents, and I still stand by that. There are people out there that just want a phone that works, and they want it in the Apple ecosystem. But it's quite a difficult pill to swallow if you're paying $600 for the same experience as a $430 iPhone SE 3rd generation. There's not much different. It's single camera, an old body, not much special. And these days, a lot of people want that 0.5x ultra wide lens. And when you're buying this phone, you kind of think you're trading away $200 for one camera and a 60 Hz display. And I think that's a breaking point for many people out there. They're willing to pay the $700 or the $800 for the iPhone 17. And that's why it's difficult to still say who this phone is for. Your grandparents, maybe a kid who gets their first phone. Apart from that, this phone does not apply to many people out there. At the end of the day, this is the best budget phone that Apple sells. Mostly because it's the only budget phone Apple sells. But for many people, this is enough and it gets the job done. But I think there are as many or more people out there that are willing to pay the extra $200 for an iPhone 17, for the extra bells and whistles, and I get that as well. This is a good phone, I've been very critical about it, but it gets the basic job of a phone done. Thank you so very much for watching this video, and thank you for getting this far. And it would mean the world to me if you subscribe. I could use the support, as you can tell. But thanks again, and I really hope to see you guys in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.